The Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority don talk say dem go reduce the number of petroleum depots, gas plants and retail outlets wey no meet up with standard operating procedures. South-South Coordinator Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, George Ine-Itan talk this one for one meeting with stakeholders for Port Harcourt. E con tok say if dem follow the procedures and safety guidelines, e go reduce the katakata and help protect assets and people for the environment. E con beg petroleum transporters say make dem dey carry firefighting equipment and say make dem dey do check all the time for their equipment.
With the feedback we got from them, they've taken everything we've shared here on board, okay? But we know how these things can be. If we as the regulator sit back, okay, the operator might also be tempted to sit back. So we will not sit back. We would continue, we'll re-engineer our regulatory protocols by periodically visiting these facilities to ensure that the procedures, the SOPs, that is standard operating procedures, are adhered to strictly. We have all kinds of tools, we have our guidelines, and they are all aware that if they violate any of these policies, if they violate any of these rules of engagement, we will clamp down on them.
For us to succeed in the business in the oil and gas industry, it's a hazardous environment. It's a very volatile product we are dealing with. So if you must handle this product, you must follow laid down rules. The ABCD of it has to be done. So when you want to load a truck, like we said before, it has to be earthed. Just like we do wirings in our houses, we put the earth. So when the earth is off, you can see your light will continue to go low or be alternating. So we are trying to make sure that they follow the laid down rules. They put all the critical safety equipment in place. The firefighting equipment has to be placed. So when we say people should put smoke detectors or fire detector in their filling station, is to make sure that when you are not even there, at the close of work, when you are not there, there will be an alarm, so that even your neighbors can help, or passerby can also help. So, but when you don't have these facilities in place, it's difficult to deal with. So if you see a fire, you're supposed to respond. And you're not supposed to respond with your bare hands. You're supposed to respond with equipment. Maybe if you have a foam thrower, there are equipment loaded with foam. Instead of using soap and water, you spray it. It will kill the fire.
We are going back now. We shall ensure that this knowledge that we have gathered here is presented to our team members, because it is not just for the interest of we, the operators, but it's for the interest of the general users of petroleum products. Because in a situation where there is safety breach in any of our institutions, any of our operating places, it affects also motorists and others. So what they have taught here today is not just for us, but it's for everybody that uses petroleum product in this nation. So we are going back to our various stations, our various members, and send the message around. And I assure you that within the next few days, what they have given us here will go around all the operators in the industry.
From Port Harcourt, Carter Ojaisali, TMC TV News.